Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite tips and tricks video. In this video, it's going to be a pretty nice gameplay. I think it was a 13 kill victory in solo. Should have been 14, but I think one of the guys died to the storm in the late game, where basically you can see here, a pretty tough start, but I'm able to pull out a nice little victory royale. And this was a gameplay I got this morning, so I'm going to be going through it, giving you guys some tips on how to be a Fortnite god, and basically just analyzing and talking about this, because people love my tips and tricks videos. Every time I talk to people, people always say that those are the videos that help them get better at Fortnite and stuff, so it really does mean a lot, your guys' support, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this one. So if you guys could smack a like, let's go for 1,500 likes, that would be absolutely amazing. Smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed, and then of course a big thank you to everyone supporting me in the item shop. I have a feeling new skins are probably going to be coming out very soon, because, well, usually they drop on Thursdays as well as Saturdays, but you know, every single day, that's for the featured item shops, every single day there's like stuff dropping. And everyone using my code the Goblin YT for support a creator in the item shop, thank you guys so much for using my code and supporting me. If you haven't already, basically you just go into the item shop, you hit square or whatever it is on your device or console, and you enter my code, and then whenever you buy skins, a percentage of it helps to support the creators. So thank you guys for that. Drop a like in this video and let's talk about it. So you can see here I have a very rough start to the game just based off my landing. Luckily I'm able to take away that guy, and what I'm doing at this point is, of course, what I like to talk about is always have a plan in game. My plan right now, it's pretty self-explanatory for anyone watching this video. You should know what the plan is. It's to get health. However, there's multiple ways to get health. Either you kill someone for it or you loot for it. And right here, you know, this guy obviously didn't seem to really know what he was doing too well, so I was able to kill him and loot him. And then of course I'm going to rush by a third party. So this is going to happen sometimes. Of course this isn't ideal. I don't want to be fighting people with only 58 health, but luckily, you know, I fought for my way to get those bandages, and those will help me heal up a little bit. And you can still win fights. What I always say is, and I get a kill with a trap right there, of course, prime trap placement gave me a couple free kills. I love going tilted. Whenever you want to go for high kills, you obviously want to go tilted. Placing traps in either the bottom of the Bertha or the bottom trump, or like that area where I had a trap, are super duper good. So as long as you have, my saying is, as long as you have mats and a shotgun, you still have a chance to one-shot them to the head, as you know, as long as they don't have that much health. So that's definitely what I would talk about. And you can see here I'm 125 health. This wasn't the best start to the game because I just didn't have that much supply, so I'm playing it, of course, super duper safe. So of course I know this guy was down there. I'm basically building. You can see how I'm building and then blocking each shot, and then of course I'm able to just spray him down. And this guy ended up having all of the good guns. So you know, a lot of it will come down to the enemies you run up across. Of course, those couple of enemies that I ran into when I was weak luckily weren't the best players, and I was able to beat them even though I was weak on health, which was super duper crucial for that. But still, being this weak on health, I'm still on that same mission even though there's only 30 left and I have 5 kills, and I'm basically just looking for loot. And unfortunately I couldn't really find much of anything, but I do find another player who just, like, some of these players that I was playing against this morning are just complete, I don't know what they were doing, but this is gonna happen. You know, people are gonna say like, oh, all the noobs are on PS4, all the noobs are on Xbox, all the noobs are on Nintendo Switch. In reality, I own like most of the consoles. I played on Xbox, I played on PC, I played on PS4. On every device there's going to be good people, and on every device there's going to be bad people. I think it more depends on the time of day that you're playing, more than, like, if you're playing at like 2 a.m. you're going to face tryhards on every single device, because not many people are, you know, playing at 2 a.m. on in your local time who are going to be, you know, casual players. Those are going to be players who are probably on for that late night grind. Anyway, I was able to kill that guy, but I still have like no HP. So this was a pretty good gameplay because obviously even though these enemies weren't the best, I was getting unlucky with the fact that I wasn't finding loot or shields, but I was getting lucky with the fact that I was able to win those fights, and it was a mixture of luck and skill. So at this point, I'm like, okay, the zone's coming in. It looks like I just have to leave Tilted Towers, and basically, which kind of sucks because once I leave Tilted, I'm like, okay, I don't know where else I can go for loot, but then I think about Leaky Lake because, of course, that has been updated, and Leaky Lake is a lot better than how Loot Lake was. There's a lot more, like, loot and, like, chances for loot at it, so that's where I decided to make a rotation to, and then, of course, I ended up catching a couple of enemies. So 6 kills out of Tilted isn't the best, honestly, but when I'm able to get a lot of kills late game, which you'll see how I do, right there, of course, lining up for that first shot accuracy, just making sure I have that guy weak, hit him for like 100 there, like 423, so almost 100. And you can see obviously when they're on white health, you want to keep spraying, and then an easy kill. Dude, I really like, honestly, the silent scar, I haven't been messing with it lately. It's been all with the normal scar, and I really think that Like the normal Scar, the normal gold Scar is my like favorite gun in the game because just the aim assist on that is a monster. You can get so many hits. I mean, you can see right there, I'm using the purple version, 70 to the head and then a couple 35s. Easy kills from a distance. And of course, kills from a distance are pretty perfect because I'm going to be low on health. Anyway, I pick up some loot there and I'm able to, of course, run to the next zone with those 8 kills, 6 from Tilted and then the 2 that I picked up. Right here, I see another fight, and RPGs, I'm telling you guys, RPGs are even more important than ever now because of the fact that there's no way people can escape really. I mean, unless they have a jump pad or they fall, you know, build and fall down. But basically, you guys know what I mean, because fall damage is, it's always been in the game, but with glider redeploy, basically people would just redeploy and not take fall damage. You can see here, I'm third party and once again, another fight. This is how you want to play. You know, come out of Tilted with a decent amount of kills, and then in the mid game, just joining in on fights. You can always get the opportunity for 1 to 2 kills. A lot of times 1 to 2 easy kills on weak enemies. And then of course the greatest thing about third party is not only do you get those kills, but you get the loot as well. This guy was a guy that I got weak. He just kept trying to build. So basically, you know, I tried to match him with the builds, but he got a little bit of a head start on me. So at that point, you can do a couple of things. You can shoot down their builds, or I find that even just like pickaxing the bottom of their builds, most of the time will scare people and will get people to be so scared they will drop. Another thing that I decided to do right here, I'm like, okay, he's obviously not dropping. I'm going to close the gap, or no, not close the gap, widen the gap between us, and then use the RPG to knock him down. That's what I do. And then of course, when you do knock someone down, you want to of course build up with them, take them on in the build fight, and then I'm able to win that. So you can see sort of how I turned this game around just by using good fighting and by winning a lot of fights when I didn't have that much health. Here I am again getting third party, and the first thing I do is box myself in. A lot of people think being boxed in is a horrible thing. It's really not. You can see there, I just hit him for 80 being boxed in, but then he gets a couple shots in on me here. And I'm down to 76, but then he gets third party sniped, which is actually kind of lucky. You know, in a good gameplay, you're going to have a lot of great plays, but you're also going to have a lot of, I mean, that's the thing with a game like this, because it's Battle Royale, a lot of it really does come down to luck. Like, if there's a chug jug sitting there versus if there's nothing sitting there can really change the entire game, but it is still a game with a huge skill gap. So once again, you can see here I'm getting third. This is like fifth party by this time. I'm getting some shots in, and then I'm building right away after each shot. That's what you want to do. I'm able to take him out, and I have 8 health, and I make an incredible play here. I didn't pick up that jump pad, I don't think, but luckily I didn't need it because I knew, I saw my health as soon as I killed him. I was super duper weak, and I sprint out, and I stay ahead of the storm, and I make it out here with 8 health. Absolutely crazy. Now, once I get out, this is probably the biggest play that I can stress that wins me this game. Because there's no glider redeploy, I go back to a tip I haven't talked about for like a month because of the glider redeploy. Rotate early. Watch what I do here. Steel is so strong, and it takes like 20 or 25 seconds to build. I have a lot of mats right here. So what I do is I rotate early, and I get to the high ground of the new zone, somewhere in the middle of the new zone, so that I'm good to make another rotation if the game lasts past here. And then, of course, I build up with steel, and these bases are a lot harder to take down. Even if they have RPGs, they're gonna have to use way more RPGs. You build up this steel base, and now everyone has to come to me, and I'm very protective. This can be good as long as I don't get sandwiched, which I don't think I will, because I know a lot of people are probably hiding in salty, and the majority of people are probably coming from there. And also making sure I don't get third party sniped. That's why when I peek, I don't peek for too long. You can see here, I have 10 kills at this point. All of these enemies rush me, and I think I end up with a 13 kill win. It should have been 14 though. One of them was, and this game has some problems, like if you shoot someone and then they jump off, or if you shoot someone and then they die to the storm, but you did like the majority of the damage, I really think that should count as a kill. But you can see here, because I'm rotating early, I basically have the pick of the litter. It's like shooting fish in a barrel at this time, because people are going to be migrating in to the zone side by side, and I'm just gonna have free shots on people. The only thing you have to watch out for here is either getting sandwiched or getting sniped, because when you're poking out to get a lot of shots, and that's why I cover my right side right there, just making sure that I cover myself so I don't get sniped. You can see here, a lot of these, there's 2 free kills right there, and I'm still waiting for them to push. Here's another guy, and any damage I'm getting at this point is very, very good. Even these hits for 30, you don't know if they have minis or not. Usually you want to get more than a couple hits in, because people can just mini them and basically make it irrelevant. relevant, but that's only if they have like 10 minis. I see people building for high ground, so I match them with high ground, and this is the guy that you can see I'm unloading, and these are the last 2 players in the game. That guy, I get him down to like 10 health, he dies to the storm, and then of course it's a 1v1, and there's essentially no reason for me to move. I have zone advantage on this guy by a tiny bit. I definitely have the height advantage, and I definitely have most likely have the health advantage because he was coming from the storm, and I also hit a couple shots in on him. And this is at the point where you sort of have to give up on your accuracy and just constantly spray and let the Scar do the work. Anyway, that's how we get the victory. Hopefully you guys can learn a couple things from this video. Like I say, rotate early, and the way the game is played is a little bit different now because Glad Redeploy is out. Actually a lot different. So hopefully this video did help you guys out. Maybe you guys could learn a couple things, or just, you know, be remembered of a couple things to focus on in your gameplay. Drop a like if you guys made it to the end. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.